Hello, my name's Sam. This is my first vlog or video. I want to kind of create this channel as a way to give tips, thoughts, feelings, information. At some point a question and answer session if possible. So if I tell you a bit about myself first, I'm a qualified counsellor. My, focus for the past 3 years had been rape and sexual abuse, and also general counselling, so anxiety, depression, relationships. So what I want to talk about today is anxiety. It's something that everyone has heard of, that word. A lot of people experience that word. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to give like 5 top tips. Well, I've got 4 really, that I personally have a feeling with. So I don't want to tell you to go meditate for 2 hours when I personally haven't got experience of that. That works for a lot of people. I'm trying to look into it and use it, but personally I can't focus for that long. So I've done my top tips, what I feel works for me. So let me just firstly say what anxiety is. As a general, anxiety is one of the most distressing emotions that people can feel. It's a sense of nervousness, an unnerving feeling of not knowing what's happening, not knowing what you're feeling, but you know it doesn't feel nice, it doesn't feel right, and you can't just kind of get rid of it. You can't say, oh yeah, I'm feeling this, now let's not feel this. It's just there, and you try to get rid of it, and you try to find ways to get rid of it, but sometimes it's really hard to do that, and that feeling just kind of sits. It sits in my body, it sits in my head, it sits in how I feel, and you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't like it, and then you try to comprehend what's going on. And that can be quite hard as well, because you're feeling something, so it's quite hard to focus on something else. Anxiety, as stated by Padesky. So if you're a counsellor, you'll definitely have heard this woman's name. If you aren't, she does do a workbook. This is not the workbook version, but these ones are, 10 years old now, but they're very, very useful. I think they're, as a counsellor, a go-to. The word anxiety describes a number of problems, including phobias, panic attacks, post-traumatic stress disorder, OCD, and anxiety disorder. As the physical reaction, you get sweaty palms, muscle tension, which is definitely what I get, racing heart again, flushed cheeks, and lightheadedness. So behaviours, you kind of try if you can figure out what's causing you the anxiety, you'll avoid it. So for example, it was going on a train. You will try not to go on a train as much as possible, so you'll never overcome that fear or that anxiety, because you'll never put yourself in that situation unless you are forced to. Trying to do everything perfect. So I suppose if maybe you had to get on a train, it'd be doing everything perfect, so 100% you will not be put in that situation. So you are controlling everything possible that you can to eliminate the chance of something going wrong, where, oh no, I'm going to have to go on a train now because I didn't plan my bus route, I didn't plan a bike route, I didn't plan a car journey. So protecting yourself in your own little bubble from getting to that state. It's put mood as nervous, irritable, anxious and panicky, and thoughts, so you overestimate the danger and you underestimate yourself, which is a massive thing. I think a lot of people can relate to that every day. This feeling of, I'm not that good, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, I won't be able to do it, and not kind of just sitting in the moment and doing it, and then being like, God, I did it, wow, I did it, and I did it really well. And then you learn from that and you grow from that, but it's really hard to get to that point. That's how Christine describes it. So my top, I was trying to aim for 5, I got 4, because like I said, what I've done is based on what I feel would work and what I personally believe in. So one that I'm struggling to do right now, which is breathe. So breathing, when you get upset, and if someone's with you when you're getting upset, they always say breathe, just take some deep breaths. Or when you've got a presentation, just take some deep breaths. So you listen, but it is quite hard as well when you're so consumed with this fear or this pain or this upset. You forget to breathe, and we do it every minute of every day for however old we are. So I've been doing it for 26 years. But in that moment, you just can't get it natural, and you can't can't do it, you don't think about it, you get yourself out of and then that makes you lightheaded, it makes you dizzy, it makes it 10 times worse. And like I said, it's easy to say all this stuff, but in the moment it's really hard to do it. And it's trying to bring yourself and ground yourself back to, right, what can I do? What do I feel comfortable doing? And then how can I get to that point? So whether it is kind of writing down your top tips of how can I beat my anxiety, how can I help in that moment, and put it on a little card. And then again, it's really hard in the moment to get your card out and think, right, I'll do these. But if you got that intent and you think about what you've got on that list at different points of the day where you're not anxious, it'll kind of get into routine of, right, I said I'd breathe, so let me take 10 slow deep breaths. So breathing, I think, is a massive thing. I think when you know when you're better, you know when you calm down, when you're breathing better, and then you're like, oh, God, I remember 2 minutes ago where I couldn't breathe and I was making myself 10 times worse. So when you can get back to breathing, you realise, God, I wish I'd kind of focused on that a minute ago. The next one, listen to music. So I'm massive music fan. Not in terms of kind of I have artists that I love. Just more, if I hear a song I like, I will know within the first 3 seconds if I like it, and then I will listen to it 20 times over until I've absolutely killed the song. But I get very into certain songs and I'll listen to them continuously until I've kind of overkilled. But the point is, I love being in my car, putting the songs on that I love, singing out loud, just being a little, singer in your car and just letting that kind of out, like verbally, just because I'm not a good singer at all. I cannot sing, but when you're on your own, no one can hear you, no one can see you, unless you're in traffic. And it's just a moment where you're just releasing something that's inside. So that's my number 2. Number 3 is try to find something you're really passionate about. I don't really have a hobby as such, like bike riding, or I like shopping. I'd like to go horse riding if I could do it, but I don't have a hobby like football or netball or some kind of sport. But if you can find something, anything that can direct your attention to something else, so whether that's writing, if it's watching your favourite soap, if it's writing a blog, if it's making a video and getting this out, something that focuses your attention on not in the moment. So writing something down. So say if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling this unnerving feeling, you don't know what it is. Because there's certain stuff like phobias where you're like, there's a spider on the floor, I know why I'm feeling like this. But there's other times where you're like, I feel something and I can't figure out what it is. Do little mind maps from it, what you used to do in school, and kind of really have it as a physical note, which one, it's going to focus you on that rather than the situation in your mind. You're going to see it physically down, you're going to be able to look at what's real and what's not, what can you control and what can you not. So you can put down, my shoulder's aching, or, I'm getting a headache, or I'm feeling upset. Okay, why are you feeling upset? Don't know. Like a flowchart, and really try and break it down, because breaking it down physically on a piece of paper will help you so much. And for me personally, that's a massive thing. So definitely writing it down. So yeah, that's my 4 top tips. Hopefully they've helped. What I'm going to go on to now is books. So kind of things that I've seen that have helped, that I feel would be good starting points. I will quickly just make a note here on colouring books. So these are a massive fad, I don't know, something that's very popular at the minute, especially more so to the end of last year. I'd say don't do them because everyone's doing them. Don't do them for that reason. Don't do them if you can't get into them. I bought them obviously for counselling stuff. I've done one picture. I struggled to, it didn't relax me because I was too intent on getting the right colours, too intent on making it look good. So I didn't relax, so for me it didn't work. I've got 5 different ones that I kind of just give you a bit of feedback on. If you know about colouring books, you would have heard of this lady. So Minnie Macarata, I think is how you say, Animal Kingdom was the biggest selling one of the whole year. It's only like £4 or £5, so really good priced, but very, very popular. Very well illustrated. It's really pretty cover. Good drawings, very good to do. Like I say, if you can get into it, 100% that one. Very similar. I bought that for Christmas, but what I've noticed, the pages are quite a yellow tone, which I'm not too sure about. Got a mandala colouring book from the work, so very nice and symmetrical drawings. You can see that. That was £4. Got this one, which was a really good one again. I go for stuff that I feel I'd like colouring, like see the end picture, but again, I just wasn't relaxed while doing it. So I got this one off Amazon. It arrived and I hate it. It's hardback, so it's different from the rest, but what I hate is that it's already kind of coloured in. So I hate that they've already kind of picked what theme you're going to go with. There's another one in here where like they started to colour in bits. I'm very much, I'll look at a picture and I'll feel I want this in reds, I want this in blues, whatever I want, but I want to pick, and I didn't like how that already chose. Got this one off Amazon. It's How to Master Anxiety by Joe Griffin and Ivan Terrell. Again, if it interests you, look into it, but don't do it because everyone else is just doing it. Do if it actually works for you. So I've got a few books here. The first one that had really good reviews is Mindfulness, A Practical Guide to Finding Peace in the Frantic World by Mark Williams. That one. These two are from the works again. Quite small little books, just little starter books. This book, my favourite, it's a workbook. The Teach Yourself have a load on Amazon, a massive range of Teach Yourself. Different stuff like psychology, psychotherapy stuff like anxiety, depression, but there's also different stuff, I think like accounting and all that kind of stuff, but a really good priced again. So for example, exercise 54, where in your body do you feel anger? Where do you feel fear? Where do you feel happiness? And that's what I was saying about writing it down. So if you can really clearly see what you're thinking and feeling and seeing it physically on paper, it lets you understand it a lot better. So that's really good, that one. Completely recommend that one. And the last one is a meditation book. So you've got your little book here. Again, this is from the works, I'm sure Amazon would have it. And then you've got a pack of cards. And the cards have got different stuff to look at on the back. So breathing deeply. There's different ones like nature. So I will go sit outside in the garden and hear everything I can hear. So it kind of is a workbook while still reading. So yeah, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this as my first video. So if you've got any comments, queries, thoughts, feelings, please post them down below. If you have any top tips, again, let's share them. Let's help each other and kind of get everyone feeling calmer and less anxious, 'cause that's what it's about.